battle began. And I'd be like, but God, I'm not that good a dancer. I'm going to look foolish up there. But God, people are going to think I'm showing off. I just had this battle going on in my head to do what God was really prompting me to do. And so eventually, the one thing that really I would always think of that just really helped me do whatever was where David danced before the Lord. And, his wife said, you look so foolish out there. You're the king. And he said, I'll be all the more foolish.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right. Woo-hoo. Come on.
And then the other thing, and this is a line from Chariots of Fire, where Eric Liddell said, it made me cry. He said, when I run, I feel the Lord's pleasure.
Amen.
So, when I dance, I feel the Lord's pleasure.
Amen.
And so whatever it is that you feel God is impressing on you to do, and you go, but God, I'm not that gifted, I'm not that talented, I'm not that competent, I'm going to look foolish doing it. There's somebody out there who's so much better or gifted than me. I know that they've gone through it, right? And they've gone through it, but you just do it. And now I'll go to any church anywhere that I've never been before, and I tend to dress where, where I'm appropriate, and I'll walk up to the front of the church because here's what I know. God has given me a breaker anointing, and I know that because feedback over the 10, 11 years I've danced, people come up and go, when you danced, you were expressing my heart to the Lord.
Amen.
When you danced, I was undone. And I know that's the anointing because I'm really not that great a dancer. Matter of fact, I got my 14-year-old to give me some moves because my repertoire is a little limited. So I said, dance this song for me and let me watch you and let me see if there's anything I can use. She's such a good dancer. And but I know that it carries an anointing because God told me to do it. Not because I'm so great or gifted, but it's also, I get to feel God's pleasure when I do that. Do you guys feel God's pleasure when you sing and when you perform and when you paint? You feel his pleasure. So, I talked earlier on peace and joy. Do what he's called you to do with delight because he takes pleasure when we just do those things he's called us to do. And this particular song, so, I said I connect with God in worship. Well, I'm kind of that person who will just turn on worship music and sometimes just soak in that for hours. And so I've had different times in my life where I've been like, I feel so guilty because I didn't pray for that person or go down my prayer list, or I'm not that mighty warrior with a sword out there. And so this song just really ministers to me because I really feel it's very personal to my story and my journey, with the Lord and my walk with him. Can I videotape? Thank you.
Amen.